Oh yes, I think this vehicle is going to break tier 10, and I think there's going to be endless complaints on just how broken this vehicle may seem. Is it as broken as people say it will be? We'll have to find out. Hello everyone, HisRoyalFatness here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new tier 10 American tech tree auto-loading heavy tank, the M-VI-Yoh, which will be arriving in update 8.0. That flow. Anyways, so this is an exciting new vehicle. I am on the RU test server today to provide you with some early live gameplay of this vehicle, briefly explain the statistics of this tank, and discuss everyone's oh so very favorite topic of balance. But before we jump into all that exciting stuff, I think it is important to first mention the elephant in the room, which is, why is this tank so ugly? I mean, come on, look at this thing. It is possibly the most vile, disgusting, disproportionate tank in tier 10 that we are going to have. It is awful. However, I must give props to Wargaming, because while they have created one of the most disgusting looking tier 10 vehicles, they have also made it one of the most interesting to look at. Don't tell me why they decided to do this. I think it was actually a really great strategy, because these American heavy tanks are going to be the first tanks in our game to receive the kind of high definition graphics, and oh boy does it look amazing. I just wish it was on any other tank but this one. However, Wargaming did a good job. They made the ugliest tank the most interesting to look at, so let me demonstrate that to you briefly through a montage. They say you should never judge a book by its cover, and that is especially true with the M-VI-Yoh, because oh boy, while this tank is ugly, it performs like an absolute boss. 2600 hit points, 200mm of frontal armor. With these angles, you're gonna bounce a ton. Yes, you have a weak hatch, lower plate, and where the turret attaches, but compared to a 50B or a 57 heavy, no complaints. It is very much good for what it is. 35km/h top speed, 15 reverse, decent traverse speeds, 10 degrees of gun depression on both cannons, and that's where things get spicy. You have two options here, although let's be honest, I think for 90% of you, it only has one option. That's the 120mm gun. That is the gun that's going to be absolutely insane. We're talking 450 alpha damage per shot, 2 shots in a clip for 900 clip potential, and a 1.7 second inner clip reload. So in under 2 seconds, you're dropping 183 levels of alpha damage. That's going to be insane, and that's definitely going to be controversial. Decent penetration as well, 350 heat, 265 AP, 66 HE. Okay-ish gun handling. Not amazing, but that's not the point. This is a shotgun of heavy tanks. Absolute boss of peekaboom gameplay. Now, if you're feeling a little bit boring or different, I guess, you could run the 105mm, which gets 300 alpha damage. Yes, that is the lowest in tier 10, by the way. 3 shots in the clip for 900, so same clip potential, except 2.5 second inner clip reload means it takes you at least 5 seconds to dump your clip for the same alpha damage. Now you do get better pen, your DPM's 3000, and that is one thing I forgot to mention, is the big gun does have 2500 DPM, so 20-second clip reload, 2.5k DPM versus 3k DPM. That is an argument you can make, but what's the point of playing the 105 when it legitimately makes it into a slightly worse 57 heavy? If you want that type of gameplay, play 57 heavy. Otherwise, run the 120, you'll be way happier, it's going to be way more fun in my opinion. And with that out of the way, I think it's time we jump right on into those live games. Now this is the RU test server, so expect some crazy matchmaking, some crazy players, and some crazy and balanced lineups. And with that out of the way, let's jump right on into those live games. Alright, well, here it is, our exciting live gameplay. It is a 2 versus 2. Welcome to the RU test server when there's not a ton of players online. There's a lot of lopsided matchups. In fact, I've already had 3 games just now where I was the only player in the entire matchup because matchmaking will do that to you on the test server. So at least there's some players here. I know it's not a great example of what this tank will be like on the live server, but at least you'll have some idea of how it will perform, and maybe I can show you some of those juicer double taps that are very satisfying about this tank. And you know, this tank is just a shotgun heavy. Of course, in a 2 versus 2, it's much more brawly, less shotgun, less time to just sit back and wait, but I will still do my best to try to show how this tank plays. So let's see what the enemy team are doing here. Looks like I'm just gonna go straight on to C-cap because, to be honest, my priority right now is to just try and find the enemy team because I don't want to keep you guys waiting while I spend half the game driving around the map. And where is the enemy team? Oh gosh, where is their 2 tanks? Yes, come here. And we're about to double tap the C50M. So 1 shot into him, that's 2 shots into him, and just like that, the E50M just went from full HP, and then I did 1,000 damage to him in that 1.8 or so seconds that it took me to empty my clip into him. That is what's gonna make this tank just so annoying. Could you imagine the platoon of these things working together and just casually pulling through and just saying, well, hello there, it's a nice tank you got there, my guy, and then, you know, just doing this to you. Also, you don't need to repair your tracks on this thing because, okay, that dude's stock. Hopefully our M6 can finish off the E50M. Nice! Alright. This dude's running the DPM gun. It's okay. He's gonna shoot his last shell into me, isn't he? Or is he clipping? I see. So he didn't clip out? Okay. Well, let's watch as this dude's HP completely vanishes. I'm gonna wait till our M-VI-Yoh is with me, and we're gonna double clip this dude together. Alright, you ready? So, that's 1 shot. That's 2 shot. And just like that, let's say about 2 seconds or so, I can show you how the tank reverses, by the way, while the tracks are taken off. Pretty cool, huh? And in about 2 seconds there, this M-VI-Yoh went from full HP to practically 0. And I don't know if this dude's trying to take hits from me or block my shots. One of the two. Let's pop a shell into him, and let's pop the kill shot in as well for 2,600 HP. Good game to that dude. And I think this is actually a pretty good example of what I'm talking about these tanks just being super annoying. If you have a platoon of these in tier 10 and you get caught out of position, and oh dear, that's minus roughly 2,000 hit points in 2 seconds. That's gonna be so annoying to deal with, especially if they have decent team support. So I think that's a pretty good example of the M-VI-Yoh so far. I'm gonna try and get some more games for you guys because you know, a fuller match would be more interesting, but it takes time for me to get these games. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Once again, 2 versus 2. Maybe we'll get an exciting game this time. It is an E50M, a 263, 2 high GPM tanks, or just me, and a Progetto. I think I'm just going to stick with the Progetto here and try and dish out those 900 alpha clips very quickly, if possible. So, wakey wakey, no AFK. Let's go, bro. We're gonna go right together. I have a feeling because they don't have any heavy tanks, their team's gonna go right, so I'm going to try and support Progetto here and push right. And, you know, hopefully we'll be able to jump right on into some action, get some exciting gameplay for y'all. Press. Da. Eta press. Alright, there's the E50M. There's the 263. I wonder, can we punish the 263 here? Let's see. So, there's 1 shot into his tracks, he's tracked in the open, 2 shots, and that's 850 right off of him, just like that. That is spicy, guys. That is some spicy mechanic right there, where you can just dump a clip absolutely into a tank and just take away almost all of their hit points in a few seconds. I mean, if I didn't low roll my shells there, I may have just double clipped this dude. Just pop a shot into his engine deck, catch him on fire. Oh, I'm such a bad shot. I'm trying slightly different control setups. I should have aimed that better. Either way, we were practically able to double clip this 263 here. And if I hadn't bounced that 1 shell, it would have been a very successful double clip here. So that is my point. These tanks are going to be very interesting. You know what? I want to get more double clips here, so let's wait for the C50M to get me a side. It's another shot into him, another shot into him, and yeah, E50M is now a one-shot, 263 is a one-shot. That's fine by me, because they're both one-shots. I should be able to double shot these fools in no time. Let's go. 1 versus 2. Dino clutch up. Let's ram the E50M. Okay, let's not ram the E50M here. That was a very bad idea. I'm going to give him kind of like my upper plate here. And in just a moment, we'll be able to pick up this kill. Let's not get gun locked. That's one shot into him. And 263, you're next. Come here, bro. Your time has come. Well, that was a fun game. I guess, once again, a decent example of just what this tank is like. HE into the side and picking up those 2 kills, no problem. Easily able to farm that team up. Now, of course, 263 did not play that the best, but once again, another solid first time. We finally broke the 3,000 damage mark. Look at us. We are professional players in the 2 versus 2 RU test server. So, is this enough information on the M-VI-Yoh to give you an idea of just what this tank is going to be like? It is the ultimate peek-a-boom heavy tank. You're peeking, you're dealing 900, you're pulling back. You have enough armor to do that, you have enough HP to do that. You can pretty much outtrade any tank in the game, except for like the 183s and maybe E100s just because of the HP. And that's what's going to make it absolutely killer. Furthermore, I forgot to mention one aspect of this tank in the start of the review, which is the fact that you have special tracks where you can't get permatracked in this tank because even while tracked, you have a 5 km/h reverse speed, which is a very controversial feature of just these heavy tanks. And combine that with the 900 damage double shot gun, and I think we see a tank that's going to be a little bit broken. That's just my personal opinion. It's going to be very hard to balance a tank like this. I mean, maybe nerf the intro clip to 2.5 and increase the DPM just a little bit, so reduce the overall reload. That might be usable. That might be more balanced, but I just feel like dealing this type of clip in just over 1.5 seconds, it's just too much. It's like the 183 where it's going to be very hard for Wargaming to properly balance this vehicle, and I would not be surprised at all if this is the highest average damage tank for a lot of people in their garages. Its playstyle is easy to get the hang of. You sit behind cover, you wait for your shots, you double tap, you pull back, you repeat, and it is a very satisfying tank to use, but also very simple to use. So, I don't know. Wargaming may change it when they're releasing an update 8.0, but usually if it's on the RU test server, that is not the case. So I think this is the M-VI-Yoh we will be getting in the game, and I'm sure many of you, like me, are excited to get your hands on this vehicle and try it on the live server. No 2v2s, these are just not as fun, and I'm sure we're going to have some pretty killer games in this when I stream the tech tree after it's released. So thank you everyone so much for watching today's review on the M-VI-Yoh. I hope you're able to get a grasp of what this tank's going to be like and why I personally think it is somewhat broken, and you know why you should definitely go down and grind this line when it's released. I think this is probably going to be one of the best tech trees Wargaming has released in a while. So yeah, that is it. I'm gonna go out for the night. Oops, sorry. So thank you so much again everyone for watching today's video. Please feel free to like the video and subscribe for more content to come. You guys are awesome, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Saeed on the mix.